Hey everybody, this is Bob Kovacs here at Wirefly with the first round in Wirefly's Mobile Madness All March Long Tournament. Now this is the first round, this is the T-Mobile division, and on the left we have the Nokia Lumia 710 versus the myTouch by LG on the right. Now there's going to be a total of 8 teams in this contest here, this tournament for Wirefly's Mobile Madness, and this is the first of the matchups. So we have Nokia versus LG, we have the Lumia 710 versus the myTouch. So these two phones have a lot in common. I'm going to run down what their features are, and then you are the ones who make the call in Wirefly's Mobile Madness. So you get to vote on Wirefly's Facebook page for which of these two phones will be the winner in this contest. So let's first talk about their many similarities. Now, of course, this is a Windows phone here, the Nokia. It uses Windows Phone 7.5 as the operating system, and over here the myTouch by LG uses Android. Okay, I said I was going to talk about the similarities, and the first thing I bring up are the differences. But okay, now that I've got that out of the way, here's what they have in common. First of all, look at them. They're both these kind of candy bar, black candy bar style phones, and they both look very similar. They both have very similar footprints. The Nokia is just a little bit smaller footprint overall than the myTouch by LG, but on the other hand, the Nokia is thicker and it's also heavier. So that's kind of, well, we'll get back to that in a moment. Now, the Nokia has a 3.7-inch diagonal display. It's an LCD display that Nokia says has technology that it calls clear black. It has a resolution of 480 by 800 pixels. Over here on the right, the myTouch by LG has a 3.8-inch, so it's 0.1 inches bigger, and this is an AMOLED display, also with the same resolution of 480 by 800. These are both very nice looking displays, and interestingly enough, they both look pretty good outside in the bright light, especially the Nokia. So the Nokia sinks a jump shot with that particular trait there with the clear black display that can be easily visible outside. However, we get a free throw in over here with the myTouch because it has an AMOLED display with a beautiful punchy image. So very nice displays on these two phones. And let's continue with what they have in common and where their differences are. Now they both have 5 megapixel still image cameras. Notice that the Nokia Lumia has an LED flash while the myTouch by LG has no flash. So no flash over here on the myTouch. So the myTouch goes out of bounds on that one, and the Nokia Lumia gets the inbound throw and goes in for a long three-pointer on that one. I said they were both 5 megapixel still image cameras. They both can do 720p HD video. Now the myTouch by LG has a front-facing camera, so if you want to do video chat, that's easier over here on the myTouch by LG. So the myTouch by LG sinks the three-point throw on that shot. Let's continue on. They both use T-Mobile's HSPA Plus technology on T-Mobile's GSM system. Now the Lumia 710 has a maximum theoretical speed of 14.4 megabits per second. That's a pretty good speed, but typically you're not going to get more than say 7 or 8. Over here on the myTouch by LG, it is also HSPA Plus, but I think it goes all the way out to 21 megabits. I haven't been able to confirm that. I know it can do at least 14.4, but I think it goes higher. Well, I don't know for sure, so that's a draw between the two. They will have to take a tip-off on that one. The Lumia 710 has a 1.4 gigahertz processor. It's a single-core processor, while the myTouch by LG has a 1 gigahertz processor. That makes the Nokia Lumia a very smooth operating phone, especially with the silky smooth Windows 7.5 operating system. Now, the myTouch by LG is a very fine operating Android phone. It runs Android 2.3.4, and it works very well. It's very smooth. But I think overall, the smoothness and processor speed is going to go to the Lumia 710, so it gets that outside shot for 3 points over here on the Lumia 710. Now let's talk about storage. The Lumia 710 comes with 8 gigabytes of built-in storage, and there is no expansion slot to expand that memory. You have 8 gigabytes over here, that's all you get. Over here on the myTouch by LG, it comes with 2 gigabytes of onboard storage, and it has also a micro SD slot, and it comes out of the box with a 2 gigabyte micro SD card installed. So this comes out of the box with 4 gigabytes of storage. 8 gigabytes over here, 4 gigabytes over here. However, this has a micro SD slot, and you could stick an SD card up to 32 gigabytes over here if you need to expand the memory. So we definitely have 2 free throws over here for the myTouch by LG with the memory. Let's talk a little bit about their weight. Now, both these phones are roughly the same size. The myTouch is a little bit thinner, a little slimmer, but it's got a little bit bigger footprint. However, overall, the myTouch by LG weighs an amazing 3.8 ounces. That's very lightweight, perhaps the lightest weight smartphone of any reasonable quality that you can get. The Lumia 710 has got a very reasonable 4.4 ounces. Now, that's lower weight than most other smartphones, but it is substantially different, believe it or not, than the myTouch by LG. So in the weight department, the myTouch by LG gets an easy 2-pointer in with that. Finally, with Windows 7.5, the Nokia Lumia 710 can't show Adobe Flash content, while the myTouch by LG can show Adobe Flash content. So it gets in an easy score with that one. So that wraps it up for this head-to-head comparison of these two phones, the Nokia Lumia 710 versus the myTouch by LG. Now, you go to Wirefly's Facebook page and you make the call. Which one wins this bracket, the T-Mobile bracket here on Wirefly's Mobile Madness all March long? Hey everybody, I'm Bob Kovacs here for Wirefly. Thanks for watching.